Mr. Pearson, I want to show you some documents because there's been some allegations made that Representative Lilly had conducted some campaign activities from her office in City Hall. So I want to show you some emails, and perhaps you can shed some light on some of these. The first email that I'd like to show you is this email here. And could you please read what it is that you stated in that email?
This was an email that I had replied to Jack Winton of Winton Homes. That he had done a mass mailing for Ann Lilly to brokers and realtors and the appraisers, and I said, could you please fax a copy of the letter to the fax that was at my desk, because Ann wants to see it.
What kind of letter was that?
It was a solicitation letter and to vote for Ann, fundraiser and to vote for Ann.
And you sent that from a city email, is that correct?
Right.
Did you do this independently, or were you expected to do so, or how did that work?
Everything I did in the office as capacity of a legislative aide or administrative assistant was done at her expectation. If I wanted to keep my job, I would do these things.
Okay. How often did those types of instances occur?
Well, we got really close to the campaign, and during the campaign, they were all the time, daily.
Did you ever voice concern about doing some of this stuff?
I did. At one time, we were talking, and she said, I need some radio spots, and so I wrote some radio commercials, and I gave them to her, and I said, I really shouldn't be doing this, and she said, don't worry about it.
That was it? She didn't give any other further guidance on that?
No.
Okay. I also see another email here. If you could take a look at that and tell me what that email consists of.
Well, this was after the breakfast meeting, and one of the constituents said he was sorry that he didn't get to meet with me, and he was just talking about what went on at the breakfast meeting, and then he said that, just a second. Okay, he was talking about a fundraiser, and I said, you can donate some money if you care to, and Jack Winton is hosting a fundraiser and you're on the list. Do you still want to come? And he said yes.
Okay, and once again, this was a campaign activity.
Definitely.
What other, if any,
Return 911, return Franco 911.
what, if any, other campaign activities were you asked or expected to participate in?
I was active, very active in her campaign, because in 2005 I spent hundreds of hours campaigning for her, and it just carried through on the job. But she would assign me to go walking the neighborhoods over the weekends, and another guy and I would go out, and he would park, and I'd walk and go call on voters and ask them to vote for Ann. And then I was doing poll watching, and I was assigned to the fire station on Mesa. Then she moved me to Zach White, and then she moved me down to the tennis club. So on that Saturday, I was all over the place.
Okay, so my understanding is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but on your off time, you guys are authorized to exercise your First Amendment rights and assist somebody in a campaign, but there are specific things as employees that you all are expressly prohibited from doing. Is that correct?
According to the memo that Elaine Hingen sent out, yes.
Okay, and this is the memo you're referring to, is that correct?
Right.
Okay, and this was sent out April the 21st of this year, and there are a couple of sections here that I wanted you to read and tell me if you ever participated in any of these activities. So let's start with this bullet right here.
Cannot actively engage in the management or organizational committee of any municipal campaign. I went to a lot of meetings on her behalf, some of them at her house with her other campaign people, and on weekends, and sometimes during the day.
Okay, and then the next one?
Cannot act as a worker at the polls in a municipal election. I did that. I was a poll watcher. during the regular election and for the early voting.
Okay. So I guess my final question is, it appears that she's sending out a memo that states that that she didn't do any of this stuff, that it was only done by you, but her name isn't on any of this stuff. What is your reaction to that?
Well, my reaction is that I was doing my job as it was expected of me, and I wanted to keep my job because I liked my job very much. It was a very challenging and rewarding place to work. I would expect nothing less of her than to come out and totally deny it. That's in keeping with everything else she's done.
And I think you've been characterized as a disgruntled employee. Can you answer that?
I should be happy because I got fired and my name smeared. Of course I'm. Whatever a disgruntled employee is. I'm not vindictive, you know, but I'm an honest person. I'm not lying about any of this. This all happened.
Okay, and this information arose to an open records request by Latinez Garcia's campaign. So this did not originate from you, it originated from the campaign, is that correct?
Right.
Okay, thank you very much.